Good evening, you're welcome to Fliptv News. I am Christian Chuku. Here are the news headlines. Nigerian students stranded in Ukraine call out for help. Russia retaliates, ban flights from Britain. Buhari finally signs electoral bill into law. Court convict kidnap kingpin advance to life imprisonment. Taliban call on Russia, Ukraine to end crisis. Here's the news in detail. Several Nigerians, mostly students who are in Ukraine, are currently stranded even as Russia continues to attack the Eastern European nation, according to reports. This was as the National Association of Nigerian Students in Ukraine sent out a Save Our Soul message to the President, Major General Muhammadu Buhari, seeking immediate evacuation from Ukraine. The acting president of the National Association of Nigerian Students in Ukraine, Eunice Eliaka, pleaded with the federal government to come to their aid. In a letter to the president titled Letter of Request to the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Muhammadu Buhari, on Thursday, the students said cities occupied by Nigerians were under attack. The letter read in part, "Greetings, Your Excellency, we are the executive body of the National Association of Nigerian Students in Ukraine. We write to you with regard to the current Russia-Ukraine conflict, which has finally risen to its maximum early this morning, being February 24th, as gunshots and explosives have raided the territories occupied by the Nigerian citizens. We plead with Our Excellency President Muhammadu Buhari to please send for us immediate evacuation of the Nigerian students currently in Ukraine. We can only trust and wait on our great nation in these perilous times. It will be of great honor if our request is deliberately considered and met with urgency as it calls for." Eliaka, who has found her way out of Ukraine, told The Punch that many other Nigerians were stuck because of the cost of flight tickets. She called on Nigeria to come up with a proper evacuation strategy like India. Russia has banned UK flights from landing and flying over the country in retaliation for Britain's ban on Aeroflot. Russia's Civil Aviation Authority, Rosaviatisa, said that all flights by UK airlines to Russia, as well as transit flights, have been banned starting from Friday. It said the measures was taken in response to the unfriendly decisions by the British authorities who banned flights to the UK by Russia national airline Aeroflot as part of sanctions over Moscow's invasion of Ukraine. A restriction was introduced on the use of Russian airspace for flights of aircraft owned, leased or operated by an organization linked or registered in the UK, the Russian Aviation Authority said. The UK government on Thursday announced a package of sanctions against Russia days after imposing a first set of measures. The latest sanctions are aimed at Russian elites, companies and financial institutions. Russian banks' assets in the UK have been frozen, shutting off the country's banking system from UK financial markets. All Russian state-owned firms have been banned from raising finance on British markets. More than 100 oligarchs and companies in President Putin's inner circle have also been sanctioned. The President, Major General Muhammadu Buhari, has signed the Electoral Act Amendment Bill into law. President Buhari signed the bill at the Council Chamber of the Presidential Villa in Abuja on Friday. The Vice President, Professor Yemi Oshibajo, President of the Senate, Ahmed Lawan, and Speaker of the House of Representatives, Femi Gbajabiamila, were present to witness the signing of the bill. In his address, President Buhari said in line with established tradition, he received inputs from relevant ministries, departments and agencies of government after careful and thorough reviews of the bill and its implications to democratic processes in Nigeria. He said it is gratifying to note that the current bill comes with a great deal of improvement from the previous Electoral Bill 2021. They are salient and praiseworthy provisions that could positively revolutionize elections in Nigeria through the introduction of new technological innovations. These innovations would guarantee the constitutional rights of citizens to vote and to do so effectively. The bill will also improve and engender clarity, effectiveness and transparency of the election process, as well as reduce to the barest minimum incidences of acrimony arising from dissatisfied candidates and political parties. These commendable efforts are in line with our policy to bequeath posterity and landmark legal framework that paves the way for credible and sound electoral process that we would all be proud of. The Lagos High Court in Ikeja has sentenced kidnapped kingpin Chukwudweme Onwamadike, popularly known as Evans, and two others, Uchenna Amade and Okuchukwu Nwachukwu, to life imprisonment. Kidnapped kingpin Evans has been convicted alongside two others for conspiracy and kidnapping of a businessman, Donatus Duru. The other two convicts are Uche Amadi and Okuchukwu Nwachukwu. The three men were found guilty of a 2-count charge by the Ikeja High Court in Lagos, presided over by Justice Hakeem Oshodi on Friday. According to Justice Oshodi, the prosecution succeeded in proving the charge against the three convicts beyond reasonable doubt. He, however, discharged and acquitted one Ogechi Uchechukwu and two former soldiers, Chilaka Ifeanyi and Victor Aduba, saying the evidence against them was not sufficient. Justice Oshodi is, however, yet to sentence the convicts as proceedings are ongoing. Evans is facing similar charges before Justice Oluwatoyin Taiwo and Justice Adedayo Akintoye of the same court. The Taliban government of Afghanistan has called for peace between Russia and Ukraine. Before we look at the Taliban, let's look at the video of Evans at the Ikeja High Court. The Taliban government of Afghanistan has called for peace between Russia and Ukraine and expressed concern over civilian casualties as Russian forces threaten the Ukrainian capital of Kyiv today. Afghanistan Ministry of Foreign Affairs spokesman Abdul Qahar Balki issued a statement in English on Twitter on Friday morning urging a resolution to the crisis through dialogue and peaceful means. The Islamic Emirate of Afghanistan is closely monitoring the situation in Ukraine and expresses concern about real possibility of civilian casualties, the statement said. The Islamic Emirate calls for restraint by both parties. All sides need to desist from taking positions that could intensify violence, the Taliban said. The statement went on, the Islamic Emirate of Afghanistan, in line with the foreign policy of neutrality, calls on both sides of the conflict to resolve the crisis through dialogue and peaceful means. The Islamic Emirate also calls on parties to the conflict to pay attention to safeguarding the lives of Afghan students and migrants in Ukraine. We've come to the end of Fliptv News. Hope you enjoyed the report. I am Christian Chukwu.